People always wonder, why do humans get scammed all the time? And the answer is really simple. It's a human psychology. And and here's why. Because scammers always give you promises that no one else can do or can deliver actually. So let's say in a Ponzi scheme, for example, they promise you a 50% return on your money or 70% return, and that can be delivered not even by Apple or by Warren Buffett. So yeah, so the illogical, unrealistic promises attract people. And I have a few examples actually. I've been watching the show. I just found this YouTube channel. It's called Scamfish, instead of catfish, Scamfish. So, and it's really funny. I see these like women and men sending money overseas to these like models, men and women, that look like models. And and they just fall in love with them over the internet and send them money. And I'm like, this is completely illogical. Like, why would I trust anyone? I mean, you shouldn't trust sometimes not even your best friend, you should trust maybe your close family, your brother, your sister, your mother, but no one else, to be honest with you. And these people just trust these people and send them money overseas, and it's so normal. And then they keep like some lady, I think, sent a scammer like $500,000, like a scammer in Nigeria. Some lady like 190,000, some lady 250,000. They just keep pulling money out of their whatever savings, retirements, and stuff. And you can see that there's no match. They go for the unrealistic, like I said, they want unrealistic people in their lives. So I'll just play this little clip, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's see here.
His name was Jeej.
The scammer's name's Jeet. By the way, the guy in these pictures has nothing to do with the scam. So the scammer just steals picture from a real person and pretend that they're that person. But the person in these pictures has nothing to do with the scam, just to be clear.
He has
And he picked the scammer picked the worst name. He picked Jeej. I wouldn't trust the guy just for his name, to be honest with you.
the greatest blue eyes. He had salt and pepper hair with a beard, also salt and pepper. 6'1". He was just gorgeous. He was gorgeous. He's telling me, I liked your pictures, I liked your profile. Can you please take your makeup off? And I'm like, I'm not wearing no makeup. He's like, really? It made me feel good.
I mean, here's the thing. The lady looks like a grandma, to be honest with you. And no offense, I'm not trying to, put her down or anything, but I would be, if I was her age and, with her looks, I would be more realistic and look for a man my age, my looks, my similar lifestyle, uh, similar financial situation, So, so like I said, so the scammers always succeed because people are looking for unrealistic results. If it was a scam, at financial scams or otherwise romance, whatever they call them, whatever, billions of types. So I've had some examples actually. Me myself, I've had two encounters at work. I owned a convenience store, and I had a beer and wine license. So there are two different licenses. I'm talking about California specifically. I don't know other states, what the legalities are in other states. So California, you could get a beer and wine license, or you could get a full liquor license. You can sell liquor and beer and wine, which is hard liquor, whiskey, stuff like that, vodka. So I wasn't allowed to sell hard liquor, and I wasn't allowed. I had a condition on my license that I wasn't allowed to sell single beers. So one time, this guy comes, and I was just me and my brother. My brother was my partner at the time. So this guy comes, and he's like, uh, "I'll get you a single license to sell single beers, and it will cost $2,000." And I was like, "No," I was like, "I tried this myself. I went to the ABC, which is Alcohol Beverage Control. They're in charge of the liquor licenses." And I was like, they wouldn't do it. I applied for it last year. He's like, "Oh, I can get it done." I was like, "How much is it gonna cost?" He's like, $2,000. I was like, "How about I give you $5,000, but I put that in an escrow account where you don't have access to it, I don't have access to it, or even $10,000." That's exactly what I told him. I was like, "You can't touch it, I can't touch it. You get me the singles license to sell singles, and you take the money." And the guy was like, "Oh no, no, no! I want $1,000 up front." I was like, "No, I'm not giving you a penny up front." You know. And he went to my brother, and he actually convinced my brother to get $1,000 out of him, up front. And I told my brother, I was like, "Listen, don't do it. It's not worth it. I tried it last year. You were here, and it didn't. They didn't give it to me. So why would this guy succeed? And if he succeeds, I'm offering him 5 times as much, but in a secured escrow account where he doesn't have access to it. We don't have access to the money. He gets the license, the single license. He takes all of it. He takes the $10,000 instead of $2,000 that he's asking for. So anyway, he convinced my brother. He takes $1,000. Of course, it doesn't work out. It was a scam. The guy didn't do anything. Another incident. There's this other guy that comes. He comes to my brother actually directly, and he's like, "I'll get you a full liquor license." A full liquor license is really hard to get, especially in California, especially in my area where my store was. It was a high crime area, so it was like the ghettoest ghetto that you could imagine. So because it was high crime, I don't know why the police department doesn't want you to have liquor in a high crime area. I really don't know why. There's about probably 500 liquor stores that all have liquor licenses except for me. Anyway, so the guy comes to my brother and he's like, again, same thing. He's like, I want $20,000 and I'll get you a liquor license. And as soon as my brother calls me and he tells me that, I was like, listen, tell him the same thing that we did with the previous guy. It was a few years earlier, but I was like, tell him the same thing. Instead of $20,000 that you want, he's asking for 10,000 up front, 10,000 when he's done. I was like, we'll give you $50,000 or even $100,000 because I know exactly that this is a scam. I can smell a scam from 10 billion miles away. So he tells him that that my offer, and he's like, no, I want $10,000 up front. I can't start working without taking someone up front. I was like, look, if he knows that he's gonna get the license, we're offering him 5 times as much. I'm offering $100,000 in a secured escrow account. I'm gonna lock it up. The minute he gets me the license, he takes all of it, $100,000 instead of $20,000. But he's a scammer, so he almost convinced my brother, to be honest with you. And I told my brother, I was like, you want to do it, you go do it yourself. Use your own money. You're not going to use my money for this. Just like we did with the previous guy. So when my brother told him that, I'll give you 100,000 instead of 20,000 that you asked him for, but in an escrow account where you can't touch unless you give me the license, the guy just backed off. He was like, he tried calling my brother a few times, and I mean, I'm glad that my brother didn't fall for it this time. And a few other incidents. So I was I came to America in 2006. So I think this was around like 2006 or 2007. Some guy, the MLS, the multi-level marketing people, came to. I used to work at a gas station. I used to work cashier at a gas station, and the guy comes in and he's like, he's selling this scam, like you join our company and stuff like that. And I was laughing at the time. I was like, look, what do you want from me? How do I join this company? He's like, you're gonna make. He's driving like I think it was like some Corvette or something that was like 70, 80K at the time, and dressed really nice and stuff. It's like you just, it's a the subscription, or to get involved with the company, you just pay $500 up front. And I was like, I started laughing. He's like, why are you laughing? I'm like, when you get a job, usually the company pays you, you don't pay them. He's like, well, no, this is just to get involved with the company. And I was like, look, man. I was like, how much is the thing? He's like, $500 if he. And I was like, how about you this? If you're making 100 or $200,000 a year that you're telling me, of course he's bullshitting me. He's not making a penny. Probably, oh, he's like one of the top, top of the pyramid of the Ponzi scheme. Yeah, he's probably making some money, but most people, like probably less than 1% of the people make some money, and the rest don't make anything in these typical pyramid schemes or Ponzi schemes. So I was like, just let me borrow $500, get involved, and if I'm gonna make 100K a year, that's like fucking what is that? That's like $3,000 a week or something like that. $2,000 a week. I was like, I'll just pay you on my first paycheck. It's like, well, no, you have to come up with that first $500. I was like, oh man, listen, fucking, not gonna fall for this shit. So I tried a little bit, and it was really slow at the gas station. And I was just, you know, having some fun with him. But yeah, he didn't get a penny out of me. And then like 2 years later, a friend of mine calls me, and he's like, Madge, there's this opportunity where you can be your own boss and stuff. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he tells me the same scam. Some guy came to his work. It's funny actually. He used to work at a gas station too. cashier at a gas station, and he tells me a scam, and I start laughing right away. The minute he's like selling me the scam, I start laughing. I'm like, listen, the guy is scamming you. Don't give him a penny and listen to me. That job does not exist where you're gonna make $100,000 and you don't have a degree, you don't have any talent, you know. So I was like, why would they pay you $100,000 a year? And that was 2006, 2007. That's probably equivalent to like 250K now. So I was like, don't give this guy anything. Don't give him a penny. And then he calls me a week later and he's like, Nash, do you want to buy this like land phone plan, like home phone plan? I was like, you fell for it, right? He's like, well, yeah, but I'm gonna make a lot of money. I'm like, listen, what did I tell you? You just wasted $500. I was like, listen, man, good luck, but I'm telling you. He's like, how do I get my money back? I was like, there's no way. You're not gonna get your money back. It's done. You give him the money. That's it. It's gone. Just forget about it. Just move on with your life. Yeah. So some people, like I said, even if you give them the best advice in the world, they don't listen. They just don't listen. They're like, nope. I think I'm doing the right thing. Um, the other thing is, we all know the internet scams, especially Instagram. I used to get messages on Instagram where like people will tell me that they can triple my money in 4 hours or something like that. Send me $1,000, now send you $3,000 in 2 hours or 4 hours. And then I used to always like when I had the time, I would reply to them and say, if you're gonna make $4,000 or whatever the fuck it is in 2 hours, just use $1,000 of your money, double it for me, and I'll take the difference. And actually, don't take just the difference. Take out of the $3,000, send me $100 and keep the rest. And they would always either not respond to you or just try to convince you more that they were legit, and they're not gonna scam you. And one of the biggest scams that we see right now are the what they call uh, the cryptocurrencies and stuff. And you see what happened with SBF. It makes you promises that no one can deliver. No one, no realistic businessman can deliver these promises. They're gonna make this much money in no time doing nothing. That does not exist. And we know the other. I mean, there are thousands of them right now. Probably hundreds of thousands of scammers in the cryptocurrency field. And the Terra Luna, I think it was, or Luna Terra, something like that, the other scam. So the guy scammed people out of money, and then he makes another currency, another cryptocurrency, and he scams them again. He just got scammed by him, and then he scams him again, just like 2 weeks later or something like that. You see how stupid people are, how unrealistic they are, and you just gotta, like I said, no one's gonna protect you better than yourself. You just gotta watch out for yourself. And if you want to watch another show that has a lot of scams, I mean, I love these shows. I don't know why. I'm addicted to them. 90 Day Fiance, that was a really good show. It's the funniest thing. Like these people want the women want a man that's like un unmatchable, unmatchable with them, unrealistic. Like let's say they're 50, 60 years old and they're out of shape and they look like my grandma, literally. And they want a guy that looks like a fucking Brad Pitt. Of course that's a scam. That person just wants to come to America. I mean, it's obvious. People will do anything to come to America. People who live here are so blessed and they don't realize it. Believe me, I was born in Iraq and I've lived in many countries before I came here and I saw it with my own eyes. There's nothing compared to America. It's the greatest country that has ever existed in history. I'm talking about bigger than the Romans, bigger than the English, the British Empire, bigger than the whatever the fuck they were, the Germans under the Nazis, bigger than Greeks, even the Babylonians, the Assyrians, all of them. So, with that being said, you know, it's people do anything, like I said, to just to come to America, and it's like they're both like being scammed, men and women. Even men here sometimes look on that same show, 90 Day Fiance. They want, like I said, they want a supermodel, but they're like you're out of shape. Most like most of the time they're old, out of shape, and eh, I mean, what do you expect other than getting scammed? Um, One time I had actually a funny incident where I get scammed actually, and I think that I'm, you know, kind of decently intelligent, and I did get scammed one time. So this chick that I saw at a club, the next day we had a date, and I was like, she's like, "Can you pick me up at my house?" And we're supposed to go back to my place when I pick her up because she was like, I don't know, her brother took her car and went somewhere, and I was like, "All right, I'll pick you up." She was hot, so I go pick her up, and she's like, "Can you please pick my friend up too?" She's like 2 blocks down, and I look at her, I'm like, what are you talking about? It's supposed to be me and you. Why the fuck would I want to hang out with your friend? I don't know your friend. I don't want to know your friend. And she's like, please, please, please. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. Let's pick up a friend. So we get there, and then she's like, can we go to this bar at the beach? And I was like, hmm. So I just picked you up, picked up your friend, and now you want to go to a bar. She's like, please, please, just go hang out for a little bit and leave. And I was like, all right, like I said, she was hot, so I wanted to bang her, to be honest with you, nothing else. I was like, all right, let's go. So we go to the bar, and it was like I said, the beach is like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, let's say, away from where I live. And we go there, and we sit down. We get like 3 drinks, and it wasn't that expensive. The bar was kind of trashy and old. It was like I think $7 for a drink. And I'm talking about over 10 years ago, so $7 was different than now. It's like now it's probably equivalent to $15 or $20. I don't know. Anyway, we get 3 drinks, and then she's like, do you know they sell tables here, like table service? And I'm like, of course I do. I've been here like a billion times. I always fucking hang out at the beach or in downtown. And she's like, yes, maybe we should buy a table sometimes. I was like, so I called the waitress right away, and I was like, can I get the check? And she was like, okay. So she gives me a check. It was like $20 or something for the 3 drinks, and I just gave her $30, and I was like, all right, how about now? And and I was like, you want to go back to my place or what? And she's like, well, no, let's just hang out a little bit. And then she goes to the bar. She's like, she wants to buy more drinks. She looks at me. I'm like, I'm not drinking anymore. I'm driving. And she's like, oh, you don't want to hang out at the bar a little bit? And I was like, no, because you know what the fucking, I know what it was now. I realized it was a fucking scam. So she's like, we'll just hang out at the bar a little bit. I was like, look, you got 10 fucking minutes. We either go back to my place or I'm fucking taking off because I'm not, like I said, I'm not drinking. I'm like, she's like, well, okay, okay, let's see. So she goes to the bar, of course, and like, she was really hot, and her friend was kind of fucking ugly and fat. But she got a few drinks out of other people, and I just took off, and I was laughing. So I just basically I lost, let's say, I got scammed out of $20, the 2 drinks that I bought for her and her friend. But it was a funny experience, and like I said, it's not about the $20. $20 mean nothing to me, but it was the thing that pissed me off. It was me getting scammed. It was like an insult to my intelligence. If it was 200,000, 100,000, or fucking $1, a scam is a scam. Yeah. So like I said, if you get promised any unreasonable results, don't believe it. Like they say, if it's too good to be true, then it probably is. Never, ever, ever, ever believe someone who offers you huge promises without any evidence. And like I said, if you want to invest money in a safe way, you could probably make 5, 6%, 10% annual return. That's reasonable. Maybe up to 10%. But if it's 10% and consistent, like Bernie Madoff, then it's not reasonable. I think the average, like, think like stocks and stuff, if you invest your money in like mutual funds and stuff, I think it's like the average return is like 6 or 7%, which is still actually decent. If you save up and add to your portfolio a little bit by a little bit every week or every 2 weeks, chip in a little bit more, a little bit more, you could really like make a lot of money over time, to be honest with you, with all the returns and then adding up the contributions. Uh, yeah, like I said, and you gotta own up. Uh, you gotta take responsibility for yourself, and like I said, don't believe big, illogical, unrealistic promises.